Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Overeaters Anonymous Recovery from Relapse meeting. Today is Tuesday, the 18th of January, 2022. And I am really delighted now today to welcome Charles H. Charles came to OA in November 2011. He's from New York, and he is now going to share his experience, strength, and hope with us. Take it away, Charles.
Thank you very much, Rita, for your service. I love you. I love your passion. I love your whole team, and I love this relapse from recovery meeting. It's very powerful. I'm Charles H. I'm a recovered compulsive overeater, and for those that didn't make it to that special thing that happened, special event, I'm gonna try to make this share to simulate what I stated on Sunday morning. This is a platform, not a stage. I want to talk about Bill W. He suffered from the mental illness. Did I drink? Did I eat like Bill drank? Yes, I did. I could say early on in program that I just kept eating. I really didn't have, I lied to sponsors. I really didn't have any recovery, even because abstinence for me is not recovery. Abstinence is the ticket in the door. If I'm working 10, 11, and 12, which means I'm working on the buildup of human emotions. I'm working on doing step work on a daily basis. It's a given, right, that I'm turning over my alcoholic foods to someone. And to a deity, which is for me, which is what I do, and try to carry the message to other people. I wasn't doing that in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. I wasn't doing that. I went to all the conventions, Vision for You, the OA birthday party. I was the closing speaker in 2018. I've been on a lot of stages, and I took recovery as a stage. And this is not a stage, it's a platform. Matter of fact, at the first Vision for You convention, I ordered takeout while they was having the main speakers. I didn't care about all that. I cared about getting popular in a mental illness program. And I'm not knocking the program, but it's just real. This is a mental illness program. People that eat normally, you're not going to find them in Overeaters Anonymous. Well, then again, you might, but for me, I'm a real compulsive overeater. So even like last night, my wife's like, "You going to another meeting?" Yeah. "You gonna host another meeting? You want to talk again?" Nah, it's not that I want to talk. It's that I know my disease. So, and I want to talk about the ism, which is my problem. I see me, indescribable short memory. I'm grateful for the indescribable short memory because I don't have to keep coming back. I could keep moving forward. That's my new mantra. Keep moving forward. If you if you did step 12, go on back to step 1 again. Right? Because it's a daily reprieve, excuse me. So let me talk about page 1 in Bill's story, where it talks about the word warning twice. One time it says strong warning and an ominous warning, which I failed to heed. I did not heed to the fact that I was a diabetic. I did not heed to the fact that I was over 400 pounds. I didn't heed to the fact that I was eating. This is a recovered meeting, so I'm gonna assume that we could talk about food and not glorify it. Okay. I didn't heed to the fact that I was having cereal, boxes of cereal, and when the cereal went low, I'd add more cereal, and when the milk went low, I'd add more milk. And there was no start, no finish to my meals. I didn't heed to those facts, right? And did I eat like Bill drank? You betcha. So if I scoot over to page 2, where it says, and this is the crux of my problem. Let me tell you right here on page 2, where it says, the drive for success was on. I proved to the world I was important. Coming to Overeaters Anonymous to try to get popular. I went to the birthday party. They pulled on me. Oh, he's a black man. Oh, he's middle-aged. They pulled on me. I thrived off of that. I thrived off of being popular in an anonymous program. How sick is that? It's sick. It's sick. And guess what? I wasn't abstinent. I was in relapse. I was striving for your admiration. I was striving for your texts. Oh, great share on Vision for You. Great. That was awesome. Meanwhile, I was being riveted with resentment, and I try to control, page 5. Nevertheless, I still thought I could control the situation. I didn't use the fellowship. I didn't do 10 steps. I thought that was weak for weak people. But paradoxically, page 68 talks about courage. Strength is admitting that I'm weak on a daily basis. 1201, I turn into a pumpkin every day. I relapse every day from the buildup of human emotions. Do I do this thing perfectly? No, but I got 10-step partners, right? You know, people talking about the food. Yes, the food needs to be down and it needs to be evaluated. And I'm so messed up, I don't know how to eat without aid. I don't know. You know, I used to use sweet potatoes. Sweet potato got sugar in it. You know, I hear in the beginning, I didn't know what to, I was like, man, I can't eat nothing because everything got sugar in it. Newsflash, everything got sugar in it. Vegetables got sugar in it. So when people was talking about no flour, no sugar, I literally took that to heart. You know, and I sponsored and I sucked at sponsoring. I relapsed at sponsoring because I sucked. Can you imagine? I relapsed at sponsoring. I wanted you to get more recovered than you wanted to get recovered. I didn't realize working with others says that, you know, you helped me more than I helped you. I've had many sponsorees last year, and they didn't want the program. I learned through my failures. Oh, this is good. I learned through my failures how to sponsor people. I learned through my failures how to eat non-compulsively. I learned that I cannot work the steps without the tools being my handrail. I can't. I resent people that poo-poo on the tools. I do, because this is a tool right here in this meeting. It's a tool. You know, the literature is a tool. The big book, which people worship, is a tool because it falls under literature. I cannot. The fellowship is tools. I cannot work these steps without the tools. And I'm gonna say this saying, and it sounds corny, but the tools is the banisters to the steps. It is. And I didn't know that going forward. But recovery from relapse, it's possible. You know, and my grand sponsor always says, willingness is overrated. It was desperation that gave me the transformation. I am desperate just like day one, because today is day one. Every single day, you know, my friend from Colorado, I don't name bomb. Because, you know, it's just too much. The fellowship has helped me. I enlarge my fellowship. You know, I do service. What it was like, I just kept binging. And I kept acting like these steps are for idiots. What happened? I got desperate. Went to all the conventions, still binging. Heard good speakers, still binging. Heard, you know, Vision for You every single morning, sharing every day, acting like it was all about me. Binging. What happened? I don't know. I know I didn't get zapped. Maybe what happened is I set aside what I thought I know for a new experience. That's what happened. I set aside what I thought I knew. I set aside the fact that I'm a deacon, a leader of the church. I set aside that I've been to all these conventions. I set aside that I memorized most of the big book for a new experience, right? To be a student, to be humble, to be candid, to tell you what's on my mind on a daily basis, to stop comparing. You know, I realized also that I'm an oversensitive, egocentric, selfish, dishonest, compulsive overeater that turned into a pumpkin at 12:01, sometimes before. And I also noticed through doing step work that some people are holding grudges against me for things they did to me. Ooh, that might be too much. But you know what? the steps, solution to every problem solved. Nothing changed about the people that was holding grudges towards me. My perception changed. You know, this morning, you know what really changed as well? Like I had a long weekend and I was around my family. I love my family, but I could not wait to get away from them to come to work today. That's what changed. Me, I want to binge out and, oh, I can't take them. Yeah, I can't take them. So I step out the room and I do a 10-step. Then I come back. My wife be like, oh, what's going on? Oh, nothing. She's like, oh, you probably did a 10-step. They know. They know. They know when I step off for a minute, 5 minutes. Because you know what? I used to be like, oh, I don't have time to do 10 steps. If I can go binge, I can go do a 10-step. If I can go to the bathroom, I can do a 10-step. If I can, same thing with the amends. It's not no long, drawn out thing. If I can go use the bathroom, I can make a living amends. I can even make a direct amends. A phone call, hey, how you doing, Mom? I do it with my mom all the time. Hey, Mom, I'm sorry for ghosting you. I ghost my mom. She get on my nerves. I ghost her. Ghosting means just like you don't exist to me. And I realized through the step work too, and that was a big relapser, like silent scorn. I don't like you, so I'm gonna be quiet. Oh, you got me pissed off on a meeting? I'm not gonna say nothing for 3 months. And acting like that was spirituality. In all reality, that was false pride. I heard at a meeting yesterday, it was Martin Luther King Day yesterday. And, I started a BIPOC meeting and it was popular and it was big, but I was like, I am not segregating in Overeaters Anonymous. I'm not segregating. Yeah, I know they got special folks this meetings. And, we started that meeting off of resentment. And it wasn't no coffee involved, though. But it was because, and I'm sharing this part of my story, because, in 2020, with the police brutality, and that wasn't new, but it happened. Watch them leaving. I don't care. This is my story. 2020, people talking about George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. And yes, those were outside issues. So, people was calling outside issues on me and other people. I took it personal and we started a BIPOC meeting. But guess what? Then people started getting on my nerves too. And because you know what? People are people. And you know what? I said, you know what? I made a decision after doing 1,010 steps. It was time to do something else. And relapse from recovery from relapse equals subtraction is addition. Yeah, I was one of the co-founders and I moved on. Just like my higher power is Jesus Christ. He touched one and left. I touched a couple of people and left. I segregate in Overeaters Anonymous. Subtraction in recovery equals addition. I can't, so the people that hold grudges on me, so let me say this. So so the motive was kind of dishonest yesterday when I was on Vision for You, and I call it 10th tradition. Everybody was talking about the birthday party. And yes, we know it's exciting. And yes, we know this and that. But they were going into details about how do I get the things in it. And I was like, 10th tradition break. So for me being a minority in Overeaters Anonymous and being, but knowing that I'm one of the fellowship and knowing that I go over the traditions, I felt comfortable being uncomfortable in people's minds. I was on the dinner table on other people's 10 steps and it was eating it up. Because I don't have a problem calling a 10 tradition break. Because if I know better, I need to act better and I need to call it. And I call it. And it wasn't a popular thing, but we need to keep these rooms safe. That is recovery from relapse. Knowing, how much times I've heard tradition breaks and I just kept quiet because of fear. The fear is the buildup of, it's underneath everything. I'm not saying nothing. I don't want to rock the boat. I don't do that with my family no more. My wife is a compulsive overeater. I'm like, hon, you probably need to stop doing that. And yeah, I probably need Al-Anon, but but I'm not going to watch you kill yourself in front of me. And I'm not buying none of your binge foods and none of that. That's recovery from relapse. I'm not judging her. I'm just saying I'm not going to be around that. And talking about sponsorees, man, about 12 of them left last year on their own because, I have a boundary. I suggest you to listen to this meeting, listen to that meeting. If you're not doing that, then you probably need to hear a new voice. So I got one sponsee that I picked up 2 weeks ago, and he was on fire, and I'm like, yeah. It's not me. It's his intensity. So consistency trumps intensity. Everybody's on fire in January. Check back by Valentine's Day, and that's just real. Everybody's on fire. Everybody got the gym membership for the year. Check back by March. We trudge this road of happy destiny every single day. That is recovery from relapse. My resentments don't matter. My fears don't matter. The buildup of human emotions don't matter. You know what matters? My consistency to combat those buildup of human emotions. That is recovery from relapse. The second step, the most underutilized step, we hear this when we go to these big book meetings, is 2 and 10. We don't want to believe in something else. We want to believe that we're the power. But the big book tells me that lack of power is my dilemma. That's my issue. I don't have power to do this by myself. I don't. So, I know a lot of people have an issue with the word religion, but if we look on page 9, it says, Bill says about Ebby, it was a simple religious idea and a practical program of action. So without that idea, which is surrender or set aside or both, then if I'm not setting aside what I think I know for a new experience, if I'm not surrendering to this beautiful blue book, then I'm not gonna take this recovery serious. I got a 10-step partner. I got an 11-step partner. I got a sponsor. I got a sponsee brother, a bloodline that I work with every single day. I don't care what day it is. I got a guy that I used to sponsor. He's my good friend. He's going to meetings now. I said, I can't sponsor you, bro. We too friendly. I know you too good. You need somebody. You need a sponsor. But I plant the seed. I may not be there to water it, but I plant the seed. I plant the seed. This is recovery from relapse. I plant the seed through a stony ground, and somebody else may come and water it. That's my pledge. I think Roxanne, the founder of our program, she planted a big seed. She relapsed. Matter of fact, all those people back in the days relapsed. The founders of Overeaters Anonymous, most of them relapsed. And they found recovery from relapse, a life beyond their wildest dreams. And I got to remember that 12-step program, Overeaters Anonymous, it's not a seminar. It's not a seminar where we go and we pay people to show us how to do something. This is a platform. It's an honor. It's not a stage. I know some people get jacked up because, maybe they're having relationship issues and maybe they're not, maybe they don't feel important. But if you're working these steps like your hair's on fire, your presence is going to change rooms without you saying a word. Your community, you're going to change your community just by your presence. The steps look good on everybody. They look good. So recovery from relapse, it's a life beyond my wildest dreams. They say in the big book, in the stories, I love page 29, where it says, in our personal stories, you see how each teller, through his experience, found recovery. And look, They didn't find recovery not telling their story. Don't tell me what to do. Show me what you did based on your story. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I want to leave some time on the clock for y'all. And with that, I pass. Thank you.
Well, that was just wonderful. Big hand of applause there to Charles. I'm just going to read the last page, one of the last pages in the big book, page 568. Most of us think this awareness of a power greater than ourselves is the essence of a spiritual experience. Our more religious members call it God consciousness. Most emphatically, we wish to say that any compulsive overeater capable of honestly facing his problems in the light of our experience can recover, provided he does not close his mind to all spiritual concepts. He can only be defeated with an attitude of intolerance or belligerent denial. We find that no one need have difficulty with the spirituality of the program. Willingness, honesty, and open-mindedness are the essentials of recovery, but these are indispensable. There is a principle which is a bar against all information, which is a proof against all arguments, and which cannot fail to keep a man in everlasting ignorance. And that principle is contempt prior to investigation.